Hi everyone, let's talk about TNA Turning Point, which was a fun show in my opinion. Let's talk about it. So we had Jake Something fences Mans Warner fences Hometown Man, which was a good match, and Jake Something picked up the win here, guys, which was good for Jake Something, guys. It was really good for Jake Something, I'll tell you. It was a good match for the opener on the countdown. So at first bout of the evening, featuring Jake Something and Mance Warner and the hometown man Joey Diener in a three-way action. Joey Diener delivers a right hand to both his opponents in the corner and followed by a double clothesline, and Something puts his strength on display with a delay versus suplex to hometown man, and Steph Delander grabs hometown man's leg from the outside, allowing Mance Warner to connect with a chokeslam, and hometown man stores off the top and taking out Mance Warner and Jake Something onto the floor, and Steph Delander confronts hometown man at ringside as Mance Warner once again takes advantage, and Jake Something sends hometown man into the Fallid to win, and that's how he won into the Fallid, and that's how Jake Something defeated Joey Diener, hometown man, and defeated Mance Warner with Stephanie Delander, guys. Oh man, that was so good as the opener on the countdown, in my opinion. Then we had Just Miller interview BDE, who promised to embarrass AJ Francis in their match, which that didn't happen. Then the new TNA World Champion Frankie Kazarian hosts a special edition of the King's Speech just one night after calling his shot on Mike Santana. Frankie Kazarian insists that he has nothing to do with the NXT superstars who attacked Mike Santana in the main event, and Frankie Kazarian invites the TNA president Carlos Savia to be the special guest on the King's Speech. And Frankie Kazarian questioned why Carlos Savia did not present him with the TNA World Title when he won it last night. And Carlos Savia celebrated Frankie Kazarian on winning the title, but said that they are consistent investigation onto the attack from NXT, and the Nemeth inter I was thinking the Nemeth brothers interrupt as Nick Nemeth I was thinking Nick Nemeth excuses Frankie Kazarian of being behind it all, and Nick Nemeth fails to call his shot after the big tag team main event, which that was good stuff with that promo with Nick Nemeth going at each other. Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth, that was good stuff, man. Good stuff. Oh man. Then we had Kalani Jordan fences M by Elegance, and Kalani Jordan retained the TNA Knockouts Championship at Turning Point, guys. I'll say it again. Kalani Jordan defeated M by Elegance. I'll say it again. So yes, guys, Jordan defeated M by Elegance, which this was a great match. I'll tell you, I love this women's match in my opinion. It was fun to watch. But let's talk about it. So Kalani Jordan problems with the Elegance brand continues as she defends the TNA Knockouts World Title against M by Elegance, and the early advantage goes to M as she attacks Kalani Jordan before the opening bell, and M takes her eyes off the bell, allowing Kalani Jordan to take the tie momentarily, and Jordan leaps off the top with a moonsault onto the outside. And then George Iceman confronts a distraction as Heather by Elegance attacks Jordan, and M hits a German duplex but misses the follow up and the moonsault. Then Mara Jade, I was thinking Mara Shanae, guys, Jakara Jackson, aka Jakara Jackson, and Saya Brookside and Saya Lee, known as Saya Lee as well, of Xing Ling Lee, are seen watching the match backstage, and both competitors in chain strikes in the middle of the ring. Then Jordan drops her leg across the throat of M for a near fall. Then M connects with a sit down driver for a near fall of her own. Then Jordan locks in a single leg crab, but M breaks free, and Jordan hits one of a kind for the victory, and that's how she won with the one of a kind and defeated M by Elegance and retained the TNA Knockouts Women's World Title. Then, then we had Jis Miller catching up with Sia Lee and Cy Brookside and Jakara Jackson All three knockouts speak on their championship sprints when they are interrupted by the 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 I'll say it again, the you know what I'm saying, the I'll just say it better, guys. I'll repeat it again. Just Miller catches up with Sia Lee and Cy Brookside and Shakura Jackson, and all three speak out on their championship or sprints. And when they're interrupted by Ryan Nemeth, then the NXT GM Everett since Santino Marella and NXT and TNA's partnership with Ariana Grace that she knows nothing about the attack from the NXT superstars with the Mike Santana with Frank Kazarian winning the TNA World Title and stuff. Then, then we had this match: AJ Francis versus BDE, which was a good match, but BDE should have won this match, man. Why didn't Brian win this match, man? Brian should have won this match, man. Oh man, he should have won this match, but let's talk about it anyways. Following their ascensions on First Class Penthouse last night, BTE makes his TNA single debut against AJ Francis, the past tense, I'll just say that past tense. And then BTE makes his TNA single debut against AJ Francis, and BTE jumpstart in the match with a burst or sense of offense, and AJ Francis cuts him off in midair, but BTE uses his quickness and athletic onto a assault, and AJ Francis hits a Tennessee whiskey in the corner, and then AJ Francis hits the sits powerbomb on the hardest part of the ring, but BTE makes it back into the ring before the ref 10 count. Then BTE hits a tornado DDT followed by a springboard cutter, and then BTE counters the down payment into a Canadian destroyer, then followed by a running knee for two. Then AJ Francis regains control and connects with not one but two, then a down payment for the win, and that's how AJ Francis defeated BTE with a down payment. Then the TNA injury report again, guys. So yes, Mike Santana's status is in resurgence after being attacked by NXT superstars on Impact, and Elijah remains out of action after or since of his torn rib injury due to an attack from Mustafa Ali. Then Nick Nemeth is cleared after being attacked backstage and stuff. And then during an interview with Just Miller, Steve Macklin reveals that he has not heard from Mike Santana, but he's willing to go alone against Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth. Then we had the match that I loved: Indy Hartwell versus Dana Luna, and no disqualification. Great match. This was a great match, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's talk about it, guys. So after the episode of Teenage Impact and the end of disqualification, Indy Hartwell and Dana Luna renewed Hessel in a match where anything goes, and the fight begins on the rail ramp as Luna hits her in the back with a candlestick, and then Indy fights back with a steel chair. Then Indy spits a game energy, a game hydrogen. I'll say it again, a game hydrogen into the face of Dana Luna. Then moments later, Dana Luna chokes Indy Hartwell with a screwdriver. Then Dana Luna throws powder in Indy Hartwell's eye, then hits a German suplex for two. Then Dana Luna counters the heart donut and sends her face first into the chair. Then Dana Luna connects with a blue thunder bomb into the chair for two. Then Dana Luna locks in a crossface with the candlestick, but Indy Hartwell fights out of it, and Indy Hartwell hits a spinebuster into the ladder, but it's still not enough to keep Luna down. Then Hartwell hits a top rope elbow drop and putting Dana Luna through a table onto the floor. Then Indy Hartwell finally puts Dana Luna away with the hurt donut into a chair and picks up the win. That was good, man. I love the hurt donut. The hurt donut is a great freaking move. It's a freaking great freaking move. I love it. I love it. I'm telling you. It's an amazing freaking move, in my opinion. Then the NXT GM Everrain has hired extra security to ensure that NXT superstars didn't attack like they did with the match the night before. Then we had the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships on the line. Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford fences, the Inspiration and the Angel Warriors, which this was fun, guys. In my opinion, it was fun, but it could have been longer. So So yes, guys, the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles are on the line as the Inspiration defend against the Angel Warriors in the duel of Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford. And the commentary noticed that Tessa Blanchard is not dressed to compete. So yes, Tessa Blanchard wasn't in that match because she couldn't compete. And then we had Mila Bourne Moore. I was thinking Mila Bourne. I was thinking Leah Moore. Leah Moore. I keep on saying Bourne. Leah Moore. We had Leah Moore. Leah Moore. Man, her outfit was good, I'm telling you. But yes, guys, Leah Moore, TV14 gear. I'll just say that TV14 gear. But anyways, let's talk about it. So Crawford kicks Lee from the apron, allowing Moore to take advantage. Then Moore targets the right arm of Lee before knocking both members of the Inspiration off the apron. Then Lee makes the tag to Brookside as the pace begins to quickly, and Brookside hits Moore with a top rope crossbody, but the Inspiration breaks the pin. Then the match begins to break down as all 6 knockouts get involved. Then Lee whips out Crawford and Moore with a crossbody to the floor. And then meanwhile, the Inspiration hits Brookside with the Usler. I'll just say that again. The Usler for the win, and that's how they retain the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles, guys. Appreciate one person watching and coming out and coming in, coming out. But, you're probably tired or whatever, but I appreciate you stopping by. Then we had Cedric Alexander and the Hardys fences Mustafa Ali and the Great Hands, which was, I'm telling you, which was a good trios match. This was a good trios match. Let's talk about it, guys. So the TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Hardys joined force with Cedric Alexander to battle Mustafa Ali in the Great Hands of Order 4 and Cedric Alexander. Oh, sorry. Cedric. I said Cedric, didn't I? So I hope I said Cedric. Cedric Alexander lands Jason Hutch over the top rope onto the rest of Order 4 onto the outside, and Cedric Alexander hits Mustafa Ali with a top pop-up powerbomb for 2, and then Mustafa Ali sends a drop kick and John Skyler off the apron, and Mustafa Ali counters the lumbar check with a raise to the eyes with the ref distract, and then the special, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the special, the special, the special person, Zero, you know what I'm saying, the special, the special, the special, the special, Ellen, you know what I'm trying to say, guys, the special, agent, the special agent, the special agent, the special agent, Zero delivers a big boot to Cedric Alexander. Then Skyler is talking trash and allowing Alexander to create separation, and Alexander is about to make the tag, but Skyler puts Matt off the apron, and Matt is since tagged into the match, but Mustafa Ali hits him over the head with an assist up object. And then Jeff joins the fry as he goes and since the motivation on Hutch, and Alexander hits Hutch with the lumbar check, but Order 4 breaks the pin, and Tasha Steelz gets involved, but Matt hits her and Ali with a double twist of fate. Then Agent Zero pulls the ref out of the ring, and then Matt from securing the pin, and the Hardy sent Agent Zero to the back with a steel chair assault, and Mustafa Ali goes low on Cedric Alexander to steal the victory, and that's how Order 4 defeated Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, the Hardys, and Cedric Alexander, and that's how they won Order 4. Mustafa Ali in the Great Hands defeated Cedric Alexander and Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, and they had Special Agent Zero and Tasha Steelz by their side, Mustafa Ali and the Great Hand. Then we had a 4-on-4 match, which was good, guys, and we seen Wesley, come to TNA, and he's going by the Mince Savior. I'll just say a savior, guys, a savior. So all 4 members of the Rascals are reunited as a savior returns to TNA Wrestling, and the Battle of the System is an 8-man tag team match before CJD retires from in-ring competition this coming January, like I said, and then a savior squares off with Moose before the Rascals ascends a 4-on-1 advance, and a Xavier spikes Eddie with a DDT, and Moose drop kicks a Xavier off the top rope and sending him tumbling to the floor, and Moose hits a Xavier with go to heel. Also again, go to hell for two, and Trey and Zachary hit a pair of handsprings and knocking Eddie and Myers to the outside, and Moose catching catching a Savior in the midair and powerbombs him onto the apron, and CJD hits a springboard to the outside before Eddie drives through the rope, and everyone is down and following flames on from Reed, and then CJD has the match win with Down and Dirty, but the Rascals beat the pin, and Reed catches Moose with a mid-air cutter, followed by a UFO cutter I'll say it again from Zachary Wentz. I'll repeat it again, guys. Followed by a UFO cutter from Zachary Wentz, and Savior hits CJD with the spiritual tap to win. I'll repeat it again, guys. So Zachary Wentz followed with the UFO cutter from Frick. I'll say it again. Zachary Wentz, and a Savior hits CJD with the spiritual tap to win, and the Rascals defeated the system, and that's what happened, guys. And that's how the Rascals defeated the system. And that was a fun match, I'm telling you. Then after the match, both teams embrace in middle of the ring. Then Eric Young blames Santino Marella for the TNA problems with NXT. Then we had a great match with Rick Swan and Leon Slater. Boom, 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 bang, 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 bang. For all you people that talk crap to me, sorry, but that's what I gotta say. It's good stuff. When I say bang, 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 I don't mean like, you know what I'm saying? When I'm saying that, I mean fireworks, flames. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Then let's talk about it. So Rick Swan faced Leon Slater, and Rick Swan challenged Leon Slater for the TNA X Division title as Turning Point rolls on. Leon Slater has hit a slingshot crossbody to the outside, and Rick Swan bounces back with a rolling clothesline, and Rick Swan hits a back body drop to the outside and causing Leon Slater's eye to collide with the steel steps, and Leon Slater catches Rick Swan and dives him to the mat, and then a Sicily spinning side slam, and Rick Swan I'll say it again. Rick Swan, I said tag, sorry. Rick Swan targeted the injured left eye, but Leon Slater resents with a slingshot cutter, and Rick Swan flies with a big crossbody off the top for two. Then Leon Slater connects with a cinch, but Rick Swan offends the Suicide 450, and Rick Swan hits his signature hand spring cutter, followed by the 450 for two, and then Leon Slater picks him off the top, then follows up with the Styles Clash for a near fall of his own. Then Leon Slater officially hits the Suicide 450 to retain, and that's how Leon Slater defeated Rick Swan, and that was awesome with the 450 splash. Good shit. Sorry, guys, saying good shit, but I should say good stuff. But you know what I'm saying. But anyways, guys. Then after the match, Rick Swan raises Leon Slater's hand in a sense of sign of respect, which that was good, guys. That was really good stuff with the respect, because Leon Slater's grandmother passed away and stuff, so that was really good, respect for that and all of that, guys. So salute to his family and salute for Leon's family and love and support. So when I do this, it's a salute. So yes, guys. Then we had the main event. As a tag team match with Mike Santana and Steve Maclin versus Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. This main event was good, but I wish it would have had a four-way, at least. Do a four-way with Steve Maclin, Mike Santana, and Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. Hopefully we can get that at Genesis or at No Surrender in February, or Sacrifice. Hopefully at Sacrifice or No Surrender, we get a four-way between those four for the TNA World title. But you never know. We'll see what happens. So it's main event time as Mike Santana and the TNA International Champion Steve Macklin battles the TNA World Champion Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth. But Mike Santana isn't here and has not been heard from all day. And the outnumbered Steve Macklin brings the fight to his opponent and hitting them both with the SCUD missile. And Nick Nemeth is caught in the cross chair, but Ryan puts his brother's foot on the bottom rope. Then Shakira Jackson appears at ringside at taking out Ryan with a super kick. Then Frankie Kazarian sends Steve Macklin crashing into the steel ring steps. And then back in the ring, Nick Nemeth hits Steve Macklin with a famous for two. Then Steve Macklin connects with a double drop kick off the top as we see Mike Santana arriving to the venue. Then Mike Santana gets on the apron and tags into the match. Then Mike Santana hits Nick Nemeth with a Death Valley driver, then whips out Frankie Kazarian with a dive to the floor. Then Nick Nemeth recovers and hits Mike Santana with a super kick. Then Mike Santana counters the fade to black, then hits Frankie Kazarian with the spin the block. And that's how Mike Santana and Steve Macklin defeated Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth with Mike Santana doing the fade to block to hit Frankie Kazarian with. Then after the match, Nick Nemeth instead calls his shot on the TNA World Champion and Frankie Kazarian. But before he can, the NXT Superstars return to assault all four TNA wrestlers, and Sinner and Saint and the security team and even Santino Marella are laid out by Robert Stone and Leslie King and Stacks and Bruce Simpson and Charlie Dempsey and High Ritz, saying High Risk, and the Hardys are numbered with steel chairs, but they are too fall victim to the numbers game, and that's what happened right there. And I give this show, guys, an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. The only clause was that part in the main event when Nick Nemeth was trying to cash in his freaking call the shot gauntlet. Nick Nemeth should have won that, man. Imagine if Nick Nemeth would have been the TNA World Champion right now. I'm sorry, no offense to Frankie Kazarian, guys. No hard feelings for Frankie Kazarian. But in my opinion, Nick Nemeth should have cashed it in and then became the new TNA World Champion. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yes, guys, it was a very good show in my opinion, no matter what. But those were the only two clauses I had. Was that I wish the main event was a world title match and that Nick Nemeth, cashed his call your shot gauntlet. But other than that, the show was fun. So yes, guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells. As always, guys, this is Christopher Jackson Denver 2006, CJD 2006. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always. And peace out and take care and much love.